right, it's the Woody Show. Welcome back. It's Woody and Ravy and
Hello.
Gregory.
Hey-o.
We got Menace holding it down on social media at the Woody Show, Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook, facebook.com/the Woody Show. There's Seabass, Fake News. Cameron, Julie on the phone screener is taking your calls. And we have a guest here in studio, somebody that we've known for a number of years, but we have not seen her in a long time. It's been years since the last time that we've seen you in person. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lahna Turner.
Hi, Lahna.
Thank you.
Now, Lahna Turner is a stand-up in her own right. The way we met Lahna was through Ralphie May, one of our good friends. Rest in peace, Ralphie May. Just died last October.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, is that crazy? So we're almost coming up on a year.
Jeez.
Which is wild. But you guys were married for a while. I mean, like 10 years.
We were married for 10 years. Well, longer, but those last few years were not.
Well,
I don't
going
count
through,
those.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we were together for 17 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, long time.
Yeah.
A long time we were together. Yeah.
Yeah, but so Ralphie passed away, and I've heard you on a few different podcasts because I've had so many questions, and I don't want to bother anybody or whatever. I figured like I would see you at some point because you are touring around. We do follow you on social media, so I see you doing a bunch of stuff in lingerie, which is interesting.
Yeah.
It's like comedy meets like what would you call this? Is this
it's getting divorced
and getting out there? Yeah.
getting like finding yourself and
Yeah.
and finding your ability to kind of be a sexy woman and a mom at this, I mean,
Seems like you're having fun doing it.
yeah, no, it's really fun. I mean, it's funny that's the thing you picked up on. Yeah. Yeah. You look like a whore on Instagram, Lahna. No.
No, it wasn't like a one-off thing. It seemed like it's something you were getting into because it's it seems to be more of like a recurring thing. Like I didn't know if this was like a new branch of comedy, like comedy in lingerie.
Yeah. No, you know what? I do my podcast. It's kind of new. We just started recording it in this sort of like gold bed. It's really fun, and I get to dress up and mirror my guests. So if my guest shows up and they want to wear what they wear to bed, then I like try and match it. Yeah. So maybe that's some of the pictures that you're seeing. Possibly. Yeah. Yeah, because that makes it more fun,
Yeah. Well, you've always been fun.
Yes.
And
thank you.
like Lahna incorporates a lot of songs that she writes.
Oh, the songs are great.
Into her acting. Which, by the way, we're on in Albuquerque, and Lahna's going to be at the Comedy Vault at the Albuquerque Hyatt August 31st through September the 2nd.
Oh, cool.
Excellent. Oh, thank you so much for promoting that.
Yeah, so you can go see.
You're so good.
You can go see Lahna Turner there, and she's got her latest special. So I wrote a song about it. See. And that's on something called Tubi TV, which I'm not familiar with.
I wasn't either.
Where do you find Tubi TV?
It's an app. And the day that it came out on Tubi TV was when I found out about Tubi TV. Like I went on there and I opened up the app and there I was on there, but also tons of free content. So I mean, you can stream for free on there. I think, you get like 1 or 2 commercials. And so I was like, that's good.
Cool.
Yeah,
I don't want to pay for anything.
Right.
I'll sit through a commercial.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was really excited.
So that's your latest special. And then there's the Perfect 10 podcast, which is available wherever you get your podcast. Now, the thing about the name, the Perfect 10 podcast, it started when Lahna, who was the one in the equation, was married to Ralphie, the round zero of the 10. So together they made 10. I thought that was a really creative
it was
really creative name.
It's an old joke. Like you stand side by side, we look like the perfect 10.
Right.
So we ran with that. And then when he left the marriage, I still had a bunch of content pre-recorded, so I kept posting it. And then when that ran out, in my like depressive cloud, I was like, I need to just keep doing my normal thing.
Yeah.
So I started retooling it, and then let it go again. It stopped when he passed because I couldn't. And then I just recently rebooted it, but I kept the name, which I don't like the name as much anymore because I don't consider myself, I'm far from a perfect 10. But the name, when you download, like it's got a lot of listeners. I didn't want to lose all those people.
I think you should change it up.
Yeah, so I just kept the name. But
I think it's cool that you've kept that going.
Thank you. Yeah, I love doing it.
The Perfect 10 podcast is available wherever you get podcasts. But one of the main reasons that Lahna's here, besides just being able to catch up, is because, I mean, so many people, and ourselves included, love Ralphie.
Oh, yeah.
Huge fans of his comedy. And there is a new project that's going on where Lahna and other friends of Ralphie are hoping to raise, what is it, $75,000 at least?
Yeah.
$75,000 in expenses for, sound and finishing costs and marketing and legal and licensing for this unseen Ralphie May special. Which is it more of a comedy special or is it a documentary?
So there's a lot of confusion in that.
Yeah.
So what happened was about 3 years ago, we started a weight loss documentary about Ralphie. He had wanted to get the lap band for years, and I was really against it because he'd had 2 stomach surgeries, and I didn't see any reason for him to continue. But I also was like, God, I said, I had a conversation. It's really sad. I said, you'll be dead in 2 years. We got to do something. So we had an agreement to go ahead and pursue lap band, which he didn't qualify for. But when he agreed to do it, I thought, well, wouldn't it be great to document this before we knew he wouldn't qualify?
Is it one of those things where you had to lose weight heavy? Just to qualify?
No, it was purely just insurance.
Okay.
Insurance said, you're not going to, this isn't going to work. You've done, we can't keep constricting your stomach. It's a deeper issue, which I knew. But he, he was an addict.
Yeah.
And that's really, really sad. And as it turned out, for about 7 years there, he was in and out of rehabs and hospitals. A lot, 11 times, I think, in 7 years. And he did a stint in rehab for pills and other things. And I thought he was off those. But during the course of the documentary and not being able to get the surgery, any good documentary starts in one place and ends in another. Unfortunately, it doesn't end where we wanted it to end at all. We kind of know how it ends. But it's like this incredible journey. And we've got this documentary. I didn't edit it. I hired the documentarian, Kat Reinhardt, and she shot all the footage, and she independently continued to edit this thing over the last few years. So it's pretty much done. Still have a little more work to be done to that. But when you have hundreds of hours of footage of somebody, especially as prolific as Ralphie, a lot of that is his doing stand-up.
Yeah.
But the documentary is not, they just sprinkle a little bit of that in there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ton of footage that landed on the cutting room floor.
Right.
So what we're doing is we're trying to take all that footage and put together this 1 hour special of him on the road. And it's beautiful. It really is. It's an amazing thing to have for somebody.
And it's called Love You, Ralphie, a stand-up special?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's going to be on Indiegogo.
It's on Indiegogo now.
It's like a preview, though, right? It's not.
Yeah, there's a sizzle. You can see some of the footage that we have. You can also see a little thing that I actually some other people put together for us, with just the kids and I explaining what it is.
Yeah.
So there's 2 little videos on there, and yeah, it's we decided to do crowdfunding for multiple reasons. One, we can use the funds to finish this thing because, believe it or not, the bank accounts were totally empty when he passed. There was like $288.22 or something like that in his personal account.
Wow. Oh
Yeah.
God.
So everybody's like, Lahna must be loaded. Ralphie made tons of money, but he, like any good addict story, at the end of their lives, there's a lot of people that were around him and a lot of things that weren't good. And it's hard to believe.
Wow.
I know.
Shocked by that.
I know. Everybody's shocked.
Absolutely shocked.
But keep in mind, I wasn't with him for the last few years.
Right.
We weren't really talking the last year of his life. He was really, really sick, and I couldn't do anything anymore. It's really a sad story for a funny guy.
Yeah.
How are the kids?
They're good. I mean,
I see you guys doing a bunch of stuff, and it seems like you're being a really great mom and doing things, and they on social media they look happy. I'm sure it's tough to deal with.
I never used to post pictures of them, but then knowing for the last year or so that we were going to eventually have this documentary come out and the kids are in it, the thing is, I never wanted to put my kids out in any way.
Yeah.
And so that, even in the documentary, I wasn't going to be in it. The kids weren't going to be in it. It was just going to be about his journey to being a healthier man. And then it turned into this other story. So we're deeply in this project. And so I started posting pictures of the kids because I'm like, people will get to know them anyways. So, they lost their father, and that's really, really sad. I can't imagine what that's like. I still talk to my dad at least once a week. And so that blows my mind. But
because he always bragged about those kids, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He loved his kids.
Yeah, he really did.
The last few years, he wasn't in their lives either.
Yeah.
Which is really, really sad. And there wasn't a whole lot of personal responsibility in that, which is really, really sad too. But it's also all part. I've met so many people who've dealt with addiction, and it's all part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned
Definitely.
so much about myself too, and I'm like the poster child for codependency in the documentary.
Yeah.
I'm so
Yeah.
I was sick. I'm sick as well. It's all like a family cycle. So
Yeah.
this is funny. This is really funny.
Well, you know what? I mean, I like real life stuff. I like,
Yeah.
stuff that, because not everything, it's not always sunny and
Right. It's
75.
an honest portrayal.
Unless you live in San Diego.
Yeah.
And then maybe it is. But
No,
Oh, yeah.
I deflect in humor.
no, but I mean, I think it's something important for people to hear because a lot of people go through a lot of that stuff. And, you know, from people who really loved Ralphie. And I could always tell, and I do have questions and we can get to that in the next segment. But I mean, I always question some of the stuff. Like he would come in and just like, how can one person have so many extraordinary things, good and bad, happen to one person? And I always wondered, like, how much of this is true? You could tell he was like hiding certain things and not, it was more about like an image or something that he wanted you to believe rather than something that was actually true.